Okay, my life. Yeah, I'm gonna go to this first. Okay. 25. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't care. 25 years old. I've been talking to a friend. She said that what I need is an element. I need more control over my life. Am I currently depressed? I don't like to think of myself as a victim or some sort of mm, damsel in
Well, what a
distress
game we
waiting for
have in
somebody to
store
save
for
me.
you today. The hype has been building all week and the fans are pouring into the stadium. The
But
tension
my friend
palpable. Stay
said
tuned, we'll
that
have all the
taking
action
back
for you
control of
live
my life
on
is
EA TV.
the first step. I think depression is like, I think I am experiencing it, but I
Well,
don't
everyone,
think
the weather forecasters promised us a very pleasant day for football, and that's exactly what
I
we've got.
really don't want to say
I'm
that
your
I'm
match
depressed.
commentator, Derek Ray, and ready to provide
Maybe
expert
this is
analysis
the
alongside me
resistance that
is
my friend was
Stuart
talking
Robson,
about.
and we're fully convinced this game will live up to its billing. It's Brazil versus France.
Well, Derek, we can talk about coaches and their methods, but it's now down to the players. Which
And
ones are going to stand out, who will affect the game, and who will have the
what
greater
I know
desire?
is
It
that
should be a cracking game,
depression
both.
comes when you feel stuck.
Here's the side France will go with.
Mm, I am stuck in many ways. I'm stuck in this country that I don't want to be in due to the pandemic, to my passport, to my visa issues.
Taken short. This looks interesting.
I
Cut back.
can't even say that I am a refugee because
And that's going to roll all the way through.
I have to like go somewhere else. I'm not really welcome here.
Looking confident with the ball at his feet. Able to get his body in the way.
Yeah, sure, I'm struggling now with
Short
rent,
corner it is.
expenditure on myself.
Tete.
I'm unemployed.
Threatening.
I haven't done a single
Goalkeeper getting
design
both
job in
gloves
a
on the
while.
ball. Well, you can probably see why we're focusing on
When I
this
say
fellow.
design job, I don't mean like a full-time job. I mean like a commission-based job.
I would describe him as majestic when he's playing at his best. He glides past defenders. He's got
Uh,
that ability to run with the ball into open space.
I haven't
pick out a
helped with
pass, he
event
can rig
organization
outside
in a while.
situations. He's the most creative player on the field today.
And inches
Um,
away. Didn't miss by very much at all.
I haven't finished all of my uni stuff yet. I haven't finished my brother's uni stuff
Could be
yet.
dangerous. Must take the lead here. Oh, he's been denied. And they remain locked together.
Well, that's a good save, but really he should have
So from a
scored from
career
there.
perspective,
That's a big chance.
And
I need
unable
to
keep
finish all the
possession.
uni stuff and then look for employment like anybody
Joao
else,
Pedro.
I guess.
Well, let's see what they have in store for them on the break.
I don't think I'm gonna find it hard to find a job due to the nature of my degree or like my field of study and my skill set.
Well, they keep working away, looking for an opening. Well, it was a good
Um,
looking sequence, but it comes to an end.
I think it's very rare where
A bit
in a
sloppy
job
possession.
your technical skills like
That's what you call defending from
need
the
to
front.
overshadow your
Here.
social skills,
Can they cover up?
and I'm very thankful
Well, they can't quite take advantage in the end.
Well, they might be
to
piling on
the
pressure,
unique
but they've
experiences
gotta make it
that I've
count in
had
those situations, that's for sure.
over
And
the
options in the
past
centre.
maybe 10 years. Yeah, 10 years
Oh, moving it nicely.
with so many different people.
Still passing it around with
I haven't met a person yet who has met as
Fine cross into the middle. Not really the ideal clearance.
as wide of a variety
Can
of
they do
people
something
as I
positive
did
on the
yet.
counter-attack?
I feel very
Opportunity
lucky
it is.
when I think about it.
And a goal! That
Um,
will do it. They've been pushing for it, and now they've been rewarded.
but I don't think that's like the main reason. Like I wouldn't find it hard, but it's because
So they get the ball moving again.
the mentality
Brazil
that
come up with an
those
answer
kinds of
here.
encounters gave me is there is some sort of light at the end of a tunnel
And they need to get tighter here.
when it comes to these two jobs, right? Because it's a matter of how much are you willing to sacrifice or like
Well, here it is again.
allow others to punch you down,
Just inviting someone to attack it, and the header is so clinical.
right,
Just
in
before
order
it gets
to
above it to give the keeper very
survive.
little chance. That's an excellent goal.
So
And
underway again here on the back of that leveller.
I don't really maintain that idea 100%, but in this situation, I think it's better to get kicked in the stomach
Nasser.
and have some
Good move in the
money to
making
show
from
for it,
France.
right? Some independence,
He's beaten his man.
rather than
And full
have
goal. Oh, they've got
nothing
the crossbar.
to show for yourself and be barely
Well, he
surviving
sense
or
the goal's
dependent
coming.
on your
They're
parents or
getting so
something.
close now, they just need to take one of these chances.
Oh, a
Mm,
nice looking pass. And a really
I used to feel bad about being behind my own, like, um, my own peers, right? Most of my peers are working, they're saving up, they're like moving up socioeconomically, independent to some degree, right? Which is admirable, of course, and the right thing to do, right? But I realized that for a wage person, right, after you finish school, all of you do is kind of just work. Unless you have some. I mean, no. Even if you have like some other goals in life, you just work for the rest of your life. So I feel like there's no need to rush yourself or like be that anxious to the point where you feel super bad about your life. Sure, I do have feelings of urgency. I used to get anxiety attacks about it. I used to open up Instagram and I see people like, oh, I just got a promotion. Oh, I just got this certification. Oh, I got this, I got that. And I used to like think, oh my god, I'm a fucking loser because I didn't get what they get. But then again, when I think about it, do I really want what they got? Honestly, I don't think so. But you feel yourself wanting what people your age want, and you don't even realize that. The scary part is that you don't even realize it until you really think about it. And how many people really think about this kind of stuff?
His movement has been excellent. And maybe a chance here for France to extend their advantage.
I feel like it's so corny, but
So it is, the first half story has been written.
yeah, I muted most of these things on Instagram. I mostly go on there for memes now, like DMs and stuff. I never go into like check what others are doing anymore, and that multiplied my mental health. I think it got me to a point where I can think at my own pace, right? When I say think at my own pace, I don't mean I'm like retarded or slow or something, but it's more like I can meet myself where I'm at instead of like trying to like force this image of where I should be, right? And by meeting myself for where I'm at, I get this inkling that, oh shit, what's up, man? Oh crap, all I need to do is this and this, right? It sounds easy. Yeah, I should just get a job. My job, projected income alone means that I'm probably gonna live in like middle class, upper class, but the thing is, of course, like, I have to work to a certain degree to meet with these projections. But what I'm trying to get to is that really enough? Do you think? I'm pretty sure my dad, God bless him, right? He will probably feel good about it because he came from poverty, and I always maintain this status of, as a child of like parents, your job is to if you end your life
Kimpembe.
at the same exact place where your parents are
Well, we have
or
30
were
minutes to go.
when they had you, I doesn't apply to anyone, but for me, it feels like I am a loser. I've seen my life as a loser, like confirmed it. Hey, I couldn't overcome my parents, like what my parents had, even when they gave me the advantage of not starting where they were.
Racing past his man. Can they forge ahead? Absolutely spot on
So
for that
it
challenge.
feels like, you know, like, yeah, so I still have time. I'm alright. My dad is old.
Oh, he's given the ball away unnecessarily.
And socioeconomically, I don't really
But he
think
shuts
I'm
off.
that concerned,
Brazil unable to retain possession.
but I've realized that
But they look as though they want to make this move count. And let's give credit to the
in
defending.
order to achieve, I mean, it makes sense that you need money to achieve goals and stuff, but I don't need
Lovely
money
ball
to
over the top.
achieve my goals like the way other people mean it.
By the keeper. Impressive.
I
Just
need
listen to
money
these fans. They're urging their team to score here and
to
take the lead.
keep distractions away.
Substitution then. Let's see how it affects the match.
I can't tell you how many times I wake up and all I'm thinking about is my rent is due in 3 weeks. I've paid rent yesterday and all I'm thinking about is rent next month. Right?
Coman.
This is not really living.
Nasser. Well, showing good defensive judgment.
Right. This level of anxiety. And you know what's
Can he do it
the
to
creepy
lift the
part
lead?
about it? I know what's happening.
That was decidedly
I know
off
I'm
the
doing it. Right? And you think, oh, you know, like if you're so smart, you have it figured out.
quarter of a
Why
man
don't you
remaining
like
here.
do something about it since you know what's wrong with you?
Oh, good defending to stop
Uh,
a decent looking attack.
That's a really good question. I think it's
Lincoln.
hard to,
Pressed hard.
yeah, like I hate making excuses. Anyways, for now I'm a loser, but I have it figured out. I know what I need to do.
Well, they get the ball once more.
Yep, I know what I need to do. And
So it's going to be a goal kick here.
it's a matter of doing it. I might be a loser, and I can
Time for a change then.
accept that I am one, but what I will never accept is staying,
Militao.
like keeping the status of a loser,
Here's Rafinha.
like being a loser forever. Right?
And a goal
I
at
think
this
that
stage
is.
might well turn out to
I
be
forgot who
decisive.
said it.
And credit is
Um,
due for that good piece of
It's okay to
defending.
be weak, but something like
Intercepting it intelligently.
or was it okay to be dumb, but it's not okay to keep on being dumb or something like that.
Can
Yeah.
he put them in front? And the ball is loose. Well, a bad pass
So
it
I
was.
believe it's okay to be a loser, but I think
Rafinha.
keeping on being a loser is a choice at this point. As much as I want to say like, yeah, you know, like choose your dreams, whatever nonsense, right?
But nothing comes of it.
Your dreams are just dreams in the end,
On to Lodi.
right?
Well, they still have designs on the win.
Like even for your dreams to be achievable, the amount of work you probably need to do is way more than you think.
Easily intercepted.
Because we like to simplify things in order to, you know,
Happy to take on the shot.
appease our minds in the current, like meet ourselves where we're at.
He might just have got his team a draw here.
And the play stopped. They will make the change. Well,
But
cleared away completely. And that is going to be all for this
Sometimes
game. Well, we were treated to goals, but no
you
winners
think
in the
about it
end.
and you're
Stuart,
like,
what did you make of it?
Well, Derek, it was certainly entertaining. Both sides had periods of the game
hmm,
where they were dominant, but overall, I think a draw is just
what am I
about the
really
right
doing?
result.
Right? And let me just think about this. Hold on. And what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Right? Yeah, no, sorry. Being a loser. It's okay to be a loser. As long as you're willing to do something about it. Right?
Could be dangerous.
I think being a loser is fine as long as you use that as a stepping stone to go up. It's weird. But it is like that. I've come to the conclusion that sometimes life just doesn't make sense. Right? And I really think that's just fine. Not everything needs to have meaning. Right? You can worry about your future. Right? You can keep worrying about things. Right? But as long as you're not doing anything about them, do you really have the right to be worried? Right? This might not make sense, but isn't worrying about stuff kind of a privilege? Is the privilege of living, right? Is the privilege of people who are responsible to a certain degree. Do you know what you're thinking? And I think identifying what you're thinking is the number one priority. Once you know what you're thinking,
Thanks, Derek. Well, often we talk about the tactics.
it's easy to apply it onto other people and maybe even ask for help. Like, you know what you're asking for help for. Hey, like, you know, I have this and that, and I don't know what to do. Do you have any advice for me and stuff? Some people do.
That's absolutely brilliant.
I know a person who's a counselor. She says that even counselors need counseling. Right? Even counselors like have counselors. So I think it's really important to have people who are willing not to only talk to you, but are willing to explore ideas. Right? like that will allow you to
Who can he pick out?
explore things that you find hard to accept about
Rodrigo.
yourself.
Theo Hernandez. Making sure it didn't get past him.
Some of these things might be things that you don't like about yourself.
Well, they keep
Some
passing
things
away.
could be like
Moves like that, they don't have the ball anymore.
you find it just hard to believe, like you're in denial, kind of in
Interesting
denial,
to look at
like
the table, and what can we
oh
say
shit,
about
does
what
do
way
I
he
smell
wants to
bad,
best
right?
Well, they're in a great position at the moment, as you mentioned.
People
Derek.
tell you you
And
smell
to
bad, but
say
you're
their
like,
football
oh
has been
shit, oh my
exhilarating
god,
at times.
I don't smell bad, and then like you're like,
They
hey,
should win the title comfortably.
you know, what do you think
Puts up
about
goal and they've won possession.
do you think I smell bad?
Made
And
it look simple, really.
that friend could know something, could tell you something, or could just be an asshole and just shut the fuck up. So I mean, shut the hell up. And
Promising attack, this.
sometimes it
Looking
is.
for that goal that would see them forge ahead.
Oh, if you're wondering, like,
Good-looking sequence.
if I have a point or something, I lost it a while
And they
ago.
nudge in front. Superb save.
Well, he should
Yeah.
score, of course.
But basically,
that's a brilliant save.
I know
Can he
that
deliver
I
it
have
with accuracy?
certain people that I can talk to, but to somebody like me who's met so many different people, right?
What do you think he might deliver in this game,
um,
Well, he's certainly the player to watch because his goal tally's been excellent this season. He's been a constant
I have
threat whenever he gets on the ball. His
experienced
movement's been good as well.
many
I think he'll
points
actually
of
tell it
views.
today.
I have been
He's been a
exposed to a
really
lot
good
of stuff,
performance.
so my true perspective is not the norm.
Can they forge ahead? They do. And you've got to
Mhm.
say they're good value for the lead.
My true
Well, here
perspective.
it is again. He
Right.
goes past his marker so easily with just a drop of the shoulder, and the finish is so clever. He just
but,
gets his toe under the ball
yeah,
and
because I
picks
know
up
so
the
many
keeper.
people,
That's a lovely goal.
I need many people to share fragments of
So underway again here.
my
1-0 the
perspectives.
score.
I need to meet
That's a lovely ball.
my friends who are minorities in their communities. Right?
Eder Militao.
I need to meet people who are
Is with
religious.
Vinicius Junior.
Right? I need to talk to people who are
How about the cross?
uh,
Might be dangerous.
secular.
Oh, the keeper made it.
I need to
And in
talk
the
to
second
people
time
who
of
are
asking, it's a goal. The keeper, meanwhile, looks to the heavens.
working with their families, like living with their families and stuff.
Again, and I don't think it's good enough from the goalkeeper.
And I need
You
to
have
talk to
say
people
that.
who
Spilled it
have
right today to
absolutely
show that at this
nothing
level,
even
you're always
adjacent
gonna be
to what my issue is, right?
Well, a second goal for them here.
So I have to surround myself with
What can Real do from this position?
people,
But really
not
sticking to
for
their
the sake of
task
surrounding
defensively.
myself with people, like not like my addiction to like crazy people, right? Or like crazy
Well,
women,
able to survive that attacking push.
but more of a
Well, Real Madrid have certainly dominated the ball, as you can see, and that's been because of their ability to win the ball back so quickly.
more of a
Tight offside decision, but the flag does go up.
more of the type of people that are insightful. People when they talk, like there's something you can you can oh crap, I didn't mean to lose that. There are people you can go to and you'll be like, so yeah, I had this issue, right? And they tell you, oh no, you just do this and like it will work out, right?
Attacking possibilities for Real.
These are not the people I'm talking about.
And just
The
offside,
people I'm talking
but
about are the ones
Whisker,
that
my
go,
goodness.
oh, what else is going on?
Well, half-time almost upon
Let's
us,
talk
and
about
playing
what's
away from home
happening,
isn't
right?
bothering them in the
Not the
slightest.
event itself,
Stuart,
like
how about your
what
take?
led up to this
Well, they've played
event.
some really good football up to now. In
People who are
particular, the way they've
interested
got it into their
in
front players has been excellent. I've also liked the movement of the strikers.
Oh, hang on, Stuart, look at this.
people who are interested not in me alone, but are interested in the situation. They think, hey, like there's something for me to pick pick up here, right?
How can he take them on and beat them?
When I hear people like struggling with something,
Well, the attack just lost its momentum.
I listen to
Keeper will
them,
collect.
right? And I empathize, right? And then I go like,
He's going to be disappointed with
so
that pass.
how, like, what led you to
Right,
this
just hearing
downward
changing
spiral?
circumstances in the Barcelona game. What's
Some
happened,
people
Alex
is,
Scott?
oh, I'm infinitely comparing myself to others.
It was an early cross
I mean, most people our generation are
and it was a
victims to
beautiful headed
that
save.
specific
It's
thing,
now
right?
2-1 with
Comparing
under 5
ourselves,
minutes left to play till
right?
half-time.
Alex keeping us right up to date. Pretty
Even me,
comfortable
right?
piece of
The
defending.
genius, right? I used to compare, I just mentioned it earlier that I used to compare myself to others. So I don't expect others to be above that. I mean, there are, of course, exceptions to that.
Peter,
Um,
Nasser,
but I wouldn't like
and so it is.
make
the
it an
first half
impossibility,
story has
right?
been written.
And then when they see what you're going through, they're like, hey, holy crap, I can see, I can be like that. I might actually be like that, or I might be heading in that direction, right? Because they see it from a third person perspective, they're like, oh crap, you know, like, this would have been bad if I continued, right? And then they take a step back from whatever like led me to that like downward spiral, right? And then they move on to like something new, and I get to be part of like that introspection process, right? And I think it's a beautiful thing, right? Helping your friends, being part of the path paving, like stimulants, right? Because that's what you want from like really good friends. You want people who pave a path for you, or people who know how to speak to you and speak to a person, right? People who are dissecting ideas, right? And like parallelly to behavior, right? And then connecting them after fully analyzing both. I think it's hard to find people like this because most people around me are stuck in this rat race, right? It's a rat race that I am determined to like escape, which is why I keep saying that, yeah, I should.
Well, it was a close call, but he is just offside. Good finish, mind you.
My focus should be on getting a job and making a lot of money, right? While to these people, it's more like, oh, I have to be successful by the metric of these people. I need to like do this, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. When you're religious, when you're secular, right? When you haven't thought about your own ideas, you realize the metric for success is the true metric of success, right? Is not one. People set the metric of success by what they can achieve, one, or what they have already achieved, right? A bodybuilder would look at success through the lens of my muscles, right? A runner would measure success by, you know, speed. right? A footballer, even though they make a lot of money, they measure it by either personal achievements, national achievements, right?
Thanks as always to Alex Scott.
But
Chances on.
there's a reason why
Now, will the cross work out for them?
the money
Defender
thing,
to take charge.
right, became right the biggest indicator of success. And it's sad to say it, but this is like one of the things that people used to warn us about. It's already here, right?
Vinicius Junior.
We live in a consumer-based society, right?
And he cuts inside. It's still alive.
Your measure of success is how big of a consumer can you be for these
To
companies,
be a throw-in.
right?
The keeper deserves a lot of credit.
And like when you go to these like big companies, right? The reason they respect you isn't because
Just wanted to get
you
back
make a
in
lot
there.
of money. No, is you can afford, you can give them money,
Very
right?
much in command, Stuart.
Like you
Well, the
are
result's
willing
never really
to,
been in doubt, has it? They've created so many chances with some
like
brilliant
a
attacking
rich,
play. I think
stingy
they've looked an
person,
outstanding team
right?
today.
If they knew that a person is stingy,
The
right?
referee has pointed to the spot in one of the other matches with the details here.
Brands and companies would like
Penalty for Barcelona.
be reluctant to accept this person as they do with other rich people. You see people online like Andrew Tate, for example, right? He shows these things where he's going to places and like he's given tea or whatever nonsense, right? Think about it.
Effort there.
Most of it is because nobody else is really dumb enough, right, to go there and just swipe a card.
Well, they are committed to making
Right.
the substitution here.
People who are stuck in the rat race like see their goal as being able to swipe for a company.
Marcelin.
Right? People think, hey, like they don't realize it. They don't think of it that way. They think, oh, I need to afford to be able to afford all this stuff, right? What you want to afford is an overpriced car, watch, house. You're telling me your measure of success is how big are the people that accept your money,
Again with the score at 3-1.
right?
And we've entered the
Right?
final
You might
5
think,
minutes.
okay, no, it's more about like what I can buy, the quality of the things I'm buying, right? That okay, then it's a different conversation. Then I'm like, oh, okay, you want to live a higher quality lifestyle, but it's fundamentally the same. You're just increasing quality,
A chance to whip it in.
right?
Gives it a go.
And the sad part about that is, I've never met a person like that. Or, sorry, let me rephrase that, right? People will say this, right? But
On the back of that
they wouldn't really,
Will the referee
really
let the matter rest
mean
there?
it. They'll say it
Card
to,
for that, Stuart.
And he's going to have to be careful.
and I hate
now.
to say it
That
that way,
was a
but
silly
they
challenge.
try to win a conversation. Which, in my opinion, is already pretty sad, but you have to meet people where they are, right?
Has eyes for goal. And that's the hat-trick.
Right? You have to meet people where they are.
Time and again, they simply can't
So,
handle him.
you have to
Well, let's
show
have
them
another look,
that
because that's a wonderful goal from that far out.
people sometimes refuse to, and I think it's normal. People refuse to change their point of views, like even when they're given like new information instantly. They try to keep this level of pride of, hey, you know what? If I change it, like then I kind of lost to this person, or they're smarter than me or something.
What did you think of their overall?
I think I used to be like that, where my parents would tell me something and I'd be like, no, I'm smarter than you. I'm better. Whatever you're saying, nah, it's not gonna happen.
And you've got to say they're good value for the league.
And
Might
to be
be
fair, like, a
dangerous.
lot of it didn't happen, right? But when it happened,
And at the
I
second
felt
time
like
around,
the,
he gets a goal.
not even like,
Meanwhile,
I felt like the dumbest person in the world. Like those characters that go in, right, and they die for absolutely no reason. They just die just because they refused to listen to somebody. And
Has eyes for goal.
I think that's like pretty sad. Right? Because the sadder part is that not that they're like losing like that, but the fact that they refuse to acknowledge it. They refuse to relive that memory. Right? Which is understandable, right? They don't want to. People don't want to lose in conversations at this point, right? I think maybe I used to think that my perspective is unbiased or whatever, right? But I think my perspective is limited by the types of people that I've experienced. Right? I'm willing to admit that much, right? It's not that big of a deal for me. I no longer. I think the best mindset to go into a conversation with is this person is gonna leave me with one thing to consider tonight, right? Like, I'm leaving here with something, right? Whenever I meet a person. Because the first thing I'm like, yeah, you know, like, this person did this, and that, right?
The job is partially
So they
done.
must
Great
have
to the
something
knockout
going on
stages,
for
but they
themselves
won't
that
stop
I'm not
until they
applying,
do.
right?
We'll have all
And it
the
could be that
action
it just
here.
doesn't, it's not compatible with me, right?
Good
But it's
evening
good
and
to
welcome.
know.
This is a notoriously rainy part of Germany, the Dortmund
Example,
area.
right?
And alas,
I have a friend who has
in the
ADHD,
build-up to this fixture.
and
Gray and ready with his tactics board
they're the
alongside
type
me
that
is
like
Stuart Robson,
keeps
my commentary
to-do
partner.
lists,
And this
right?
should be a fascinating confrontation from the group stage of the UEFA
They have
Champions
like
League.
full-on like
It is
Google
Borussia
calendars and
Dortmund
stuff, right?
taking on Real Madrid.
Well, Derek, I think
I
they
wouldn't
have-
have this kind of stuff,
He's
right?
going to be proud of that moment.
But in my
What
head,
a
I'm
strike.
like,
Caught it
oh
absolutely
hey,
perfectly.
Well,
these
here it is
people,
again.
like,
Just look at
there
this.
are people
Such good
who
technique.
have
It's a
this
wonderful
thing, right?
strike
And
from
this
that
will
range.
work for them. So I should memorize that, right? I think I've gotten that tactic and I've applied it in my life with my siblings, right? I have siblings, a lot of siblings, right? And it helps to be able to be that person, right? That brother who is like, hey, you're having issues? Okay, try this, and this, right? And then I change their lives, right?
Will he play it
I
in?
think that is a very meaningful,
Well, with the players
very
in
meaningful
knockout
way to
stages
view
guaranteed last time out, the visitors will be hoping to continue
this
that
limitation
rich
of
vein
mine,
form
right?
this evening.
Well, it certainly
But
takes
also,
the
it
pressure
also
off today.
means that
Now they can go
it
out and
can.
play with a bit of freedom and show us
It
what
doesn't
a
mean
really good
directly,
side
right?
they
But
are.
it implies that
Well-timed tackle.
I'm willing to update
A really
um,
sumptuous ball.
by learning new things, right? And meeting new people, right? Adjusting, meeting them where they're at, right?
Well, he
And
wasn't gonna waste
adjusting,
this chance. 1v1 against the keeper, and he slots it away with great
adjusting where I'll be
That's a good finish.
with them in the
Well, a second
conversation.
goal for them
Because
here.
you have to be at a certain place. You don't have to actually be at the same place as them to be a good conversation partner, right?
Brazilians to shut
To
them
make
down.
good conversation, you have to have a bit of conflict, a bit of difference there, here and there, right? Or you have to at least be willing to make them explore their own ideas, right? Even though they don't like it, or they might not
Yeah, I
like
think
it.
the referee's absolutely right. He's just making it clear
Right.
to all the players out there, he's not going to take any messing about here.
So I always see it as, right? I see it as I need to think about what they're doing, right? And where I want them to be or where I think they'll be the happiest, right? And never be, unless they're your siblings, right? And you have control over their life, you don't mind if it's ruined, right? Don't be that person who is, even if you are in your personality, when you're having these kinds of conversations, don't ever be that person who is who has black and white thinking. Don't think right or wrong all the time. Try to think this is the best for what's going on now, or this is the best I could think of, right? I think that is a more meaningful distinction for the person you're giving the advice to, right? So they know, like, oh, hey, like, he's not telling me do this, or, you know, you're like lost.
Opportunity here. He had to react and did.
Right? You want to be that person who's making them think instead of making them listen. When I say listen, I don't mean like understand you or whatever. I mean like listen to your orders.
And it's very much game on here.
Right?
Here's the replay, and just look at that power. That's almost unstoppable.
Because that's where I was a year ago. I used to be that person who is
So the ball is rolling
people
again.
look
2-1
for
the
me
scoreline.
to know what they should be doing. Right? I think I give good advice, right? And I think
Sandro
what I gave them, right? And when they applied it, they're always thankful. Never have I ever like heard super bad feedback or like feedback that made me think, hey, wow, I should really reconsider what I'm doing, right? But
Oh, good defending to stop a
I
decent
realized
looking
that
attack.
my circle of influence, right?
Borussia Dortmund have given it away.
My ring of like interest and like
Nasser.
Like,
Crisp tackling.
I've become capable of socially engineering like everything. That's right. Is it socially engineering? Sorry, might not be that right. I've become able to engineer my social life to a certain degree where I'm controlling what others think.
But they dealt with the threat posed.
Right? And if I'm not like controlling what they think, right, I'm controlling the path they're headed
Plenty
in.
of running room in the wide position.
Which sounds cool, right? But it's really not, right? You're controlling way too much, right? The predictability factor is gone.
Mind
Right?
you, it's a brilliant save.
People know what's going on.
Wide over the corner.
People don't know. I mean, don't know what's going on. You know everything, right? I can think about what all these people are thinking after our conversations, right? And if I'm confused or like I'm not sure, right, I send a sentence or two after the conversation, right, to know
Annoyed to have lost the
which
ball.
one of the three paths I'm predicting they picked. And I think that's really unhealthy.
Heel.
I think I wouldn't say it's scary. I think a lot of people would be happy with it, but
Hands on it. Good goalkeeping.
and I take it as it is, right? Some people are too stupid to understand how
Defensive
dumb
judgment.
controlling everything in your life is.
This could square the game.
Or maybe, you know what? Sorry, I take that back. Some people don't care about
In the grand scheme of things.
having
Well, that was a big chance.
genuine
He should have taken that, but let's give
new
credit to the
experiences.
goalkeeper. It's a decent save.
Well, he didn't trouble the
There are
goalkeeper,
people that
but it wasn't a
will not be
straightforward
happy, would be
chance.
like the happiest with their life going exactly as they predict.
Pisa,
I'm not one of those people.
Valverde, Sandro Tonali.
That's why I stopped using this like system, right, conversations
Referee has given the
or like
advantage to
social
Real Madrid.
interactions. I don't want to control what is going to happen in my next like year or months,
Trying
right?
that final pass, you just feel. Oh, but they
I don't
lost
want
it
to
now.
have every
Breaking at
conversation,
pace
right,
with
predicted.
menace.
I don't like predicting and like being right
Able
about
to
these
keep the
things.
ball.
I want to understand the different paths that I would never take,
Regain possession.
right? So this is why I think it's important to be friends with people that I don't agree with,
Sandro Tonali.
people who are not religious,
And there goes the whistle
people
for
who
half-time, and if results
are more
remain as they
radical,
are now,
right?
they will be guaranteed
I think it's
top
really
spot in the
important to
group,
have these
Stuart.
people around
Yeah,
you.
they've taken this group by the scruff of the neck, haven't they? And
It helps you understand to a certain degree where people are at, right? Generally. It can also help
To the
moderate
second
your
half,
thinking
as far as
and
Borussia
help you
Dortmund are
become more
concerned,
effective.
It's all about bouncing back.
Like rhetoric, right? So I'm not a politician, right? but you want to be a convincing person. It's good for you. I think it's like
Getting the ball forward.
the saying of it's not what you know, it's who you know, like
Terrific block.
will only be good if you're a convincing person,
Given away by Real Madrid.
right?
Good use of advantage for Dortmund.
Sure, you know, you could be a magician, you could be, right? But if you are one of those people who are like, all I have is my skill set, right? You're not really adaptable,
Facing Getafe.
right? People want to go to somebody who's confident.
Given him too much space.
People only trust people who are like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. This is what I'm gonna do, right? People want people who are sort of certain, right? These are the people who get opportunities,
Nkunku.
not the people who are like,
Decent position.
yeah, I deserve this opportunity because I studied this, blah 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 blah. Bro, like nobody.
Now a decent position.
There are a million people
Well, he couldn't quite hit
who
the
studied or
target,
have that
Stuart.
same skill set.
Decent effort, but I
Right.
don't think it was ever gonna
What
come
you
from the
need
goalkeeper.
is what makes you you, right? If your personality does not complement, does not instill confidence in,
And Real with the ball
what's
again.
it called? In the person like who is offering the opportunity, then it's kind of meaningless to have the skill, because there are thousands of people who have the same skills, right?
Now let's see what they
Um,
can do here.
You can find a lot of software engineers who like designing, who like do, who can have good conversations, right? But
Well, at
you
least
can
he
never
gets the target,
find
but he should
a
really
second
be there.
identical
They
copy
should be
of
left
Nasser.
Playing it
It's
in.
impossible.
Not the best clearance. Just couldn't get it
It's
through.
impossible because
Had to be further
you can
away
find a
from the keeper.
99.9999%
From the keeper,
sure,
he sees on it.
right? But you will never find a 100% copy. Unless somebody cloned me and I didn't know, right? But I clean up my DNA most places I go to. It's kind of paranoid thing, right? And when I think about it, right,
Measure of his man. Oh, brilliant goalkeeping.
I think about it and I'm like,
And Dortmund will go to the bench.
people don't understand that they're killing their own personalities when their main focus is, oh,
Can they pick out?
my main focus is
And he takes it
this
on.
job, right?
And that's sound
And
goalkeeping, so
what am I
shot
doing
like
to
that.
do it? I'm just doing everything my supervisor is telling me to do. That's what I need to do to level up. If you're a person who needs somebody to tell them what to do in order to do it, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're not really
Nasser.
one of those people who are like,
A lot of
Um,
defending.
it sounds kind of like
Now can they
doom,
counter clinically?
like
Looked like open road for them,
very
but
doom
nothing
vision,
did it.
right? But no, like
He's got space.
you will find it harder to be one of those people who are like,
Back across.
yeah, it's about who I know. I know these people and that's gonna help me. You might do fine on skill set,
And beating
right?
the defender.
Skill set based selections,
Cross-fired over. And he read it
right?
really
But
well. Fine
you
save.
will find it difficult to distinguish yourself.
And now the delivery.
Your best hope is like hoping to get picked. That's the best you could do.
Nasser.
My personal
Certainly
experience
allowing
is
their
that
opponents to come onto
uh,
them.
those kinds of people,
Foul, but a Real
you're just
Madrid
hoping to
advantage.
get picked. And I hate to say this, right,
Excellent
but it's a
progress
sad
with the ball at his
existence.
feet, but nothing comes of it. Good defending it was. This might be
Imagine-
the perfect counter-attacking opportunity.
Right? Having to stay at home, always waiting, checking your emails, right? Checking your
Chance to play
mail,
again.
right? Is somebody gonna pick me today? Is somebody gonna pick me today? Is somebody gonna pick me today? I think that's a
Well, Real
pathetic
Madrid have certainly
existence.
had all the possession over the last 15 minutes.
I think
And
everybody
great
has
attacking football.
the
They just need to get
potential,
another,
right?
and that would surely wrap it up.
To be somebody's choice, right?
Theo
And
Hernandez.
sadly, they all seem to be
Brandt.
um,
Space to cross it. Now to the front post. Not fantastic defending.
They all seem to be preoccupied with trying to please somebody. And I'm not gonna tell you something corny like, hey, please yourself, blah blah blah, right?
This is looking threatening.
Just think,
Finish it.
right?
Well, he stumped it
Think
under there without much fuss.
if I had a child, right, and my child understood what I was doing, would they be proud of
Take it
me?
away.
Or would they just be like, oh yeah, my dad is smart, right? What I'm trying to tell you is that you don't need to be the smartest person in the room, right?
Chance here. Not quite
But
clear and so a
you
hoping
need
for it.
to not be
Well,
invisible.
Vinicius.
I think it's better to be hated by people, right, than be invisible. Being invisible means that not only is your existence is not just pathetic, right,
Delivered into the
but it's
area.
also
Well, that surely would have put this
not
game to bed.
acknowledged by anybody,
That would have won the game for him. That's a bad miss.
right? You might be like, oh,
And
all
the
I care
referee
about is
now going
validating
back to
myself.
deal
But
with the earlier incident.
bro,
Yellow
you were
card is
just
going to be-
thinking that your life will be good as long as you listen to what your supervisor is telling
Read
you.
it well. He's in with a chance.
You are not in that. You are not in that bracket where you're distinguished. No, you're not. You can try to be. You can think you are, but you're really not. Right? You need to understand. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry. Yeah, if you're on YouTube,
Well timed tackle.
if you're listening to me, you don't even know me, right? You're one of two things, right? You're a super curious person who's looking for perspectives, right? Or you're somebody who is looking for direction. If you're looking for a perspective, and you're specifically asking for my own perspective, and you have a better way of exploring it, sure, I don't mind, like, if you try to comment or like ask me a question or something. But if you're looking for guidance, right, I can never give you direct guidance. This video is just something I made in this moment of, let's just say, I'm not really the best, right? The best of where I could be. So this is kind of like something for my to view, to something I could view later and watch, right? If I hope, right, that I watch this in the future, right, or whenever I see it, and think, damn, I'm retarded, right? Because at least that would mean that I have grown or changed, right? If I see this in the future and my first impression is, wow, I was right, I would be immensely disappointed, but I'll be even more disappointed if I didn't get to change anything about the issues that I was talking about now, like a bit earlier, right? So basically, I need to get in shape. I need to find interesting people, a lot of new perspectives. I need a lot of new perspectives. And I need to get money out of the way as soon as possible. because I think that's the thing I need. My health and wealth are things I need to max out in my 20s. I still have 5 more years, right, until my 30s. 5 years I think is way more than enough, as long as I keep on. Yeah, I think that's it. It's been a good rant, I think. No, it's not a rant really. But yeah, that's all, I think. I think I should end it here. View it later, maybe. Yeah.